Hi friends, this is Mohammed Jibran and welcome to our C++ tutorials. In this video, we'll see about the constructors. What is a constructor? Constructor is a function which has the same name as the class name, and whenever you create an object for a class, then the values of the constructor are directly given to the object created of that class. So let us see an example to explain the working of a constructor. Let us first include our header files stream.h, include conio.h. Then we'll start with our class, that is class test. The name of our class will be test, and this keyword will say that we are creating a class, and this is how we define a class. Class name, class keyword, then the class name. Then we'll publicize the way the visibility of our variables will be public. Our variables will be end. So now we'll create a function with the same name, test. Okay, now our function which we have now created is having the same name as that of our class, so you call this thing as a constructor. A constructor must have the name similar to the class name. So this function has the same name as that of our class, and it will not have any return type because a constructor will not return anything. So let us give the value as 5 to m and n equal to say 6. Now we'll come out of this test function. We'll create one more function, add as a display. Now in this function we are going to display the values of m and n. How do we display? Cout. Now we'll do this first. Cout m, cout n. Now this function ends. Now close the class. Remember, class ends gives the semicolon. Without semicolon this won't work, you will have errors. So now we'll go with our main function. Our main function will be int main, close parenthesis. Okay. Then in main function we will create an object to our class. So the class name was test. See, this was our class name. So we'll create an object for this class. Let's say test r. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to call this only one function, that is display. If I call this function display, as we have given the values of m and n in our constructor, that is test, here you can see we have given the values of m and n in the constructor with the name test, and we are here just printing them. So the values of m, that is 5, and n, that is 6, should be get printed if we call only this function. Let us see if it works. Ch. Now run it. Compiling. Now see 5 and 6. Now let us give some formatting to our output. M should go down, and it will say the value of m is this one, and for our n say and the value of n is this one. Okay, now let us run our program again. See, the value of m is 5, the value of n is 6. Right, what we have given over here, m equal to 5, n equal to c. So this is how a default constructor works. We have not called this test function anywhere in our program. See, we are not calling this test function anywhere in our program, but still the values given in the main functions are automatically assigned to m and n. So this is why they are known as the constructor. So what was the work of the constructor? The constructor assigns the value by default to the object whenever you create with the name of the same class. So if whenever you create a class and you give a constructor with any of the values, so whenever you create an object with that same class name, the values given in the constructor are by default assigned to this object. So there is no need to call this function or this constructor whenever you create an object. So this was a simple program regarding the constructor. Hope you understand this program.